You seem different.
Welcome to Severely Underrated, and welcome to a Souls-like game that hates you, and spoiler alert, you'll love it anyway. So, you think you're good at Souls-like games?
No.
No?
You've conquered Dark Souls, you've bested Bloodborne, and you've even dabbled in Sekiro like a true shinobi. Well, here's a game that takes all of that experience, spits on it, and laughs in your face as you die repeatedly to an enemy that swings his weapon slower than a sledgehammer. Welcome to Mortal Shell.
The gland's back to me.
Ah yes, the narrative. Like any good Souls clone, Mortal Shell offers you a story that makes about as much sense as a dream after slamming 2 six-packs of beer on a Wednesday morning. You're some kind of lost soul in a world that seems to have been designed by someone who really loves bleak landscapes, ruined fortresses, and creatures that look like they've been in perpetual torment for the past 500 years.
An empty shell. Flesh and instinct without purpose.
The game offers lore in cryptic item descriptions, mumbled NPC dialogue, and the general feeling that everything you do is probably making things worse. Now, let's talk about combat. Mortal Shell is like Dark Souls if it decided to be just a little meaner. The usual formula of dodging and counterattacking is here, but with a twist. Your character can harden mid-action. Yes, you can literally turn into stone at will, which sounds cool until you realize it's your best defense mechanism because shields are for the weak. The Harden ability lets you block attacks even while swinging your weapon, which means you try to trick enemies into smacking your petrified face while planning your next move, so fights often devolve into a bizarre rock-paper-scissors match. However, don't get cocky, because stamina drains faster than your will to continue after your 17th death to the same enemy. Every swing of your weapon feels like your character is just as tired of fighting as you are, and parrying requires the timing of a brain surgeon defusing a bomb. Instead of the usual RPG class system, Mortal Shell has the shell mechanic. You don't level up a character, you inhabit the corpses of fallen warriors, each with different stats and abilities. This means you can experiment with different shells until you find the one that feels the least like you're playing the game with oven mitts on. Your options range from a high stamina rogue type who dies if someone sneezes on him to a slow moving tank who swings his weapon like he's underwater. There's also the middle of the road shells for people who like balance, but let's be real, this is a game where you're either dying into hits or taking 5 years to kill anything. Pick your poison. The enemies are ugly, angry, and everywhere. Mortal Shell has a fantastic enemy design philosophy. Make everything look as if it hasn't showered in a decade and then make it twice as deadly as you'd expect. So basically you're fighting your average Souls-like enemy. From basic goons with clubs to horrifying abominations that seem to be made of equal parts bone, hatred, and infinite tries. Every enemy is a potential nightmare. The worst part? Even the weakest enemies can absolutely ruin your day if you get too confident. One moment you're carving through enemies like a legend, the next you're being ambushed by a guy with a rusty sword who barely has a face. If the normal enemies are punishing, the bosses are straight up bullying you. Every boss fight is a test of patience, endurance, and whether or not you're willing to throw your controller at the wall. Each one has attack patterns that seem manageable, until they suddenly aren't. Also, enjoy the feeling of victory after finally slaying a boss, because another one will be waiting to demolish your hopes and dreams shortly after. So it's not your average Souls-like, it's not a big budget game, but if you enjoy suffering, if you like games that punish you for breathing incorrectly, and if you think dodging, hardening and praying for a miracle sound like a good time, then Mortal Shell is for you. It's a game that will make you curse its existence, while simultaneously making you appreciate its unique mechanics. It's dark, it's brutal, it's beautiful, and it refuses to hold your hand, and let's be real, if you gave it your hand, it would probably break it. But once you master it, you'll feel like a god, until the next enemy makes you feel like a bitch.
You see this call? I'ma treat you like a bitch. You gonna call my Chester whenever I tell you.
Awakened him, but you know nothing of him yet.
See ya, boys and gals, and remember to be nice to one another, have fun, leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe for more videos.